Don't be like Odell, but I'm going to show you what you can do that's different, though.
And when you've sacrificed your whole life to get here, and you're like, yeah, I played 10 years in the league. And I always explain this to people, like, bro, you give somebody a 5 year.
Well, that by itself is awesome. 10 years in the league, you got to think. I have 9 NFL players that played in the NFL, right? 2 are currently playing. 9. So I know. Not for long. Out those 9, 3 of them played 2 years, right? So 10 years is a long time in the league, y'all. Let's just kind of get that straight. All right, go ahead, Odell.
$100 million contract, right? What is it really? It's 5 years for 60. You're getting taxed.
Facts. I tell my clients this all the time that are W-2 employees. You get the short end of the stick because you got to pay taxes and you have barely no write-offs. So 40% tax bracket, which is the highest tax bracket for Odell, that's true. 100 million, like that, 40 million goes away from taxes. Now, luckily for Odell, he was in Florida. So since he spent 6 months and 1 day in Florida, he didn't pay state taxes. But when he went to play in LA for the Rams, guess what? He paid California taxes. When he was in New York, guess what? He paid the millionaire tax and the state taxes as well. So that money is going down, baby.
You're getting taxed. Do the math. That's 12 a year, that you have to spend, use,
Save.
Spend, use, and save. You guys, we're going to do a demonstration. See this right here? Right? This is Odell's money, baby. Money, baby, money, baby. But this is his account. Can you see me? Look what this is. The donut hole. Because a lot of money coming in, but the money's not being saved. Demonstration. So I'm going to ease on back so you can see me. I don't want to spill everything on this nice hardwood floor of my office. But look what's happening, you guys. Literally. All the money's coming in. All the money's coming in. Ah! And it's going out at the same time. And So yes, should we feel bad for Odell? Yeah. It just shows though, you guys. Just because you make a lot of money, because of the IRS, does not mean you're going to keep it all. If he had his own business and made $100 million, he would pay no taxes. If he had things structured properly, $40 million is a lot of money. Plus, again, state taxes, millionaire's tax being in New York. It adds up.
Invest, flaunt, like whatever, however, just being real. I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to get my mama a house. I'm going to do being real.
Also, might be investing, but flaunting because he's a W-2 employee. Again, if it were 1099 or in his case, an S Corp, heck, a C Corp, some of the things he's flaunting in, wearing that designer, smack on that logo of yours, it's a tax deduction. So a lot of things you can do as a business owner, making a lot less money and getting way more money back on your taxes compared to Odell.
I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to get my mama a house. I'm going to do, everything costs money. So if you spending.
Now, buying a car, Section 179A. Let's buy us an SUV and write it off for business purposes. But he can't do it because he's a W-2 employee. If he had his own business, then buying that car, Section 179A, a little bit different. He gets to write that off for 6,000 pounds. Even if not, Rule 280F is a luxury car. You can deduct that over 3 or 5 years. So still buying a car as a W-2 employee hurts. As a entrepreneur, not so much.
$4 million a year, that's really $40 million over 5 years, 8 a year, And now you start breaking down the numbers, it's like
$8 million a year. You know $8 million? Show them again, Mario. Gotta show y'all. Got to show y'all. It's a hole in the bucket. Realizer. I tricked you. No hole in this one. You know why? Because financial planning is worth it. What was this certified financial planner doing? Did he even have a certified financial planner? What type of plan did he have? I imagine maybe somebody was in his ear saying, you need to do X, Y, Z. But it also takes discipline. And discipline he has. I mean, one of the best wide receivers past 10 years, right? Top 5, top 10, has discipline. But discipline when it comes to your body, when it comes to waking up each day, working out at 6 o'clock in the morning, getting to it because it's routine. Can have 9 clients that play for the NFL. It's a routine. But that routine here doesn't mean they got discipline here.
That's a 5-year span of where you're getting $8 million. Can you make that last forever? And are you always here to...
Now, can you make $8 million last forever? Let's do some math. First off, look at it again. That hole, not having that financial advisor, scoot back, Mario. Do it again. Do it again, Mario. That hole. But having a certified financial planner. No drippage. No drippage. So think about it. I got $8 million a year. As I still got my cup. I came outside today, water on water on water. Still got water in it. Should I survive with $8 million? Odell, let's say 28, let's say 30. 30. And he has to live until he is 90 years old. That's 60 years. Can you really live off of $8 million? Not even a year. But if I'm 30 years old, for 60 years, can I live off of $8 million? Not a year. Not really the 40 million. You said, the Negro math, right? 5 years, 8 million, 40, $8 million. What should we do? Mr. Certified Financial Planner, what should we do? With this big old lump sum I have. Do it all the time for my clients. Even a few of my clients that played football didn't make as much, but they're good today. Number one, we always go by the 50-30-20 rule. What is that? 50% of our money should go towards needs, mortgage, utilities, cell phone. 30% should go towards wants, concert tickets, vacations, and the other 20%, taxes and investing. So from a budgeting standpoint, that's that. Now, that's after we tithe, because we believe you should give your 10% to, church of your choice or whoever, but we tithe about 10%. That's just me. That's why our practice is called Tones Financial, tithe, offering, honest means stewardship. But with $8 million, what should we do over time? Well, very easy. We want to be diversified. And the adage I always say, concentration gets us to wealth. Diversification preserves our wealth. Let me say it again. Concentration gets us to wealth, and diversification preserves the wealth that we have. So with $8 million, should he be diversified? Yes. But he should also concentrate into assets that are A, tax advantages, and 2, cash flowing. So when you're in the league and you're still playing, set up a foundation. All those events, all those soirees that we do, have it go through our foundation. It's all a tax deduction. Set up a company. Have the company get paid by your deals. So they're not paying you, Odell Beckham, they're paying directly to your company. That money funnels through, and guess what? Now all of our entourage, we get to pay them. And if we can pay them $15,000, they don't pay any taxes. Now, of course, who's living off of $15,000, we don't know. But for you, you can pay them, and now your entourage, you're actually paying them. They're on your payroll. We get to reduce that bottom line. So we go out. I'm going out. I'm buying a bar. I'm buying a bar. You pay with some of your salary. You pay with some of your salary. I'm a business. You look at me as the business. So I'm going to run my money as a business. We do that right there, and that definitely helps us from a tax standpoint because we're decreasing our tax liability. It costs money to set that up. Let's say it costs $100,000 to set all that up properly. Okay, that $8 million is now 7.9. Not that bad. Then splurge. I would say buy you a car. Section 179A, buy you that SUV. But guess what? It's done through the business. It's a tax deduction. And we have real estate. Because with real estate, as we know, that is the biggest investment from a tax standpoint and investment standpoint. The stock market, that's going to historically give you a higher return. Historically, the stock market does better than real estate. However, when it comes to real estate, you get more tax advantages compared to buying a stock. So $900,000 should go all towards rental income. That's it. And guess what? That $900,000, we're going to do custom engagement studies. So 900 grand, we're going to get about $600,000 of tax deductions over the next 5 years, which is what? $120,000 a year of tax deductions? We ain't paying a lot of taxes now, Odell. And with $900,000 of cash flowing, especially if we do group homes, my friends, you should be getting a solid 20 to 25% return. Group homes, at least. Do the math there. $900,000 at 25%, that's over $225,000 a year. Cash flow. My primary house, spend $1 million. One time. Now do not get it in cash. No, my brother. Don't get it in cash. Set aside that $1 million. What do? We dump that into a life insurance policy. We're not doing it for the growth. No. We're not doing it for the growth. We're not doing it because historically a life insurance policy makes you about 4.5% a year when a stock market on average makes you 9%. So I'm not here talking about grow your money in a life insurance policy. No. We do it for mortgage insurance, right? We can be self-insured. So that $1 million, $500,000 goes to a life insurance policy. That's going to give us, especially with his age, about $15 million. You know, he can splurge all he wants to because he knows it's going to be $15 million that's going to pay off all of his debts when he passes away. And he just borrow against it. He borrows against it? Of course he does. He borrows half of it because you can do up to half over a 3-year time period. So that $500,000 is used investment-wise to pay the mortgage. If we're making roughly 10% a year on $500,000, that's $50,000. That $50,000 is now paying our mortgage. Our mortgage is being paid with our investments. And if something happens, that big old $15 million, now $14 million because we borrowed a lot of money. So now it's $14 million. That $14 million passes down tax-free to the family. You get what I'm getting? Do you get what I'm putting down? Now we got $6 million left. $6 million, half of that should be invested in the stock market. But we need to be strategic about it. What do you mean? Well, we need to set up a C Corp, some of our money. The reason why we set up a C Corp because we can do a ROBS 401k. What does that mean? ROBS, roll over business startup 401k. If I elect as a C Corp, then I get to have my own 401k that buys anything it wants. So my company gives me money through the 401k, and then I buy whatever I want to. That could be a car wash, a laundromat, businesses, investing. But now it has been done through a tax deduction. You see, Odell probably invested in businesses. Some of them succeeded, maybe some of them failed. But guess what? When he invested in those businesses, he got no tax write-off like he would have done through his own company 401k. And then, of course, stocks as well, right? So maybe we do $1 million after $3 million. We do $1 million in different companies as we angel invest. The other $2 million in the actual traditional stock market. Now we got $3 million left. What to do with the other $3 million? We put those strictly in tax advantaged accounts. $500,000 should go to oil. The reason why, because oil gives us what we don't get with anything else. We get to literally deduct 95% IDC, intangible drilling costs, TDC, tangible drilling costs. Invest $500,000, now maybe over 4 or 5 year time period, spread out your taxes, right? We do $100,000 over 5 years. That, my friends, is going to give us $90 to $95,000 tax deduction the first year. Whoop, that's awesome. Then it's also going to give us a 6 to 8% return of our money. Past performance does not guarantee future results, but you're getting cash flow. And if one of those rigs hit big, then you are like the Beverly Hillbillies. Like one of the companies I invested in, North Texas Energy, as we go public next year. Oh, your boy gonna have a good time when that happens. North Texas Energy, a black-owned drilling company as well. So, my friends, now we're down to 2.5 million. What do we do with all the 2.5 million? We're still gonna invest it. We're gonna put this in brokerage accounts though, so we have access to the money. But those brokerage accounts, when we invest, if you ever want money, what do? We buy low, of course. We need money. We don't sell high. No, we borrow high because guess what you can do? You can borrow up to 50% of your money and not pay any taxes. So with 2.5, let's say 2 million, the other 500,000, just save that. With 2 million, that gives us $1 million. $1 million, let's say over 4 years, we're spending $250,000 a year. You would think in 4 years of the $1 million, if he is invested properly, making 15 to 18% a year over 4 years of compounding interest, that's 100%. Literally, that $2 million we put into that brokerage account, we borrow $1 million of it. We use that for 4 years. And for 4 years, we have the opportunity to have those investments grow and pay back the loan. And 4 years later, that account goes from 1 million to 2 million. We pay that $1 million off and we do it all over again. Yes, 4 years from now, we do the same. Borrow another $1 million, $1 million that's left in the account, have it grow, spend that $250,000 over 4 years. But guess what has happened 4 years later, you guys? More cash flow coming in with the rentals, more cash flow with the oil. Maybe some of the businesses we angel invested in popped, and we're doing cash out refis and we're buying more property over time with that initial $1 million into the properties. Using the easy calculation, in 10 years, that 8 million is now 17 million. We've made over 100% by rinsing and repeating, and we have cash flow and next to nothing in taxes. 10 years after that, oh my gosh, now the numbers get bigger. We now have about $38 million asset-wise, still with cash flow. So now Odell, he's out the league, right? Yeah. At that time, he is 48 years old. It's 20 years later. When Odell was 58, he now has $90 million. That does not include any, I repeat, any of those angel investments popping. That's just regular rinse and repeat. And the whole time, he's paying next to no taxes every year. 10 years after that, Odell was 68 years old. My friends, you do the math. $200 million. Not including anything popping. Just regular appreciation of real estate, the appreciation of the real estate as well, and the investments. This whole time, because he's rinsing and repeating, doing a loan, get some investments, he's paying next to no taxes. Odell was 78 with $425 million. Odell was 88, and guess what? He is a billionaire. All with a measly old $8 million. He had $100 million. 8% of that gets him to be a billionaire before he turns 90. So my friends, it doesn't matter where you are at. This could be 800,000. That 800,000 is 100 million. Come on. It could be 8,000. That 8,000 turns into 10 million. Come on now. Wealth. This is why we preach our Wealth Accelerator program. We've created many, many, many millionaires by using this system. Invest, borrow, not sell. And then, of course, we create a trust through bypass all those estate taxes as well. Doing those things over and over and over again allows you to be young and not dumb. To be old with your money collecting mode, because you get into the bag. So, Odell, what cup are we gonna use? This one or your favorite certified financial planner? Because we do this. Poor Mario, poor Mario, poor Mario, poor. Hear that? Hear that? Nothing's falling out. Nothing but abundance. What do you think? Like, subscribe, share. Odell, highlight your favorite certified financial planner. Where you're at today, we can put you in a way better place 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, and for the rest of your life. But if you guys have questions or you want to hire us, text us 904-900-5408. Love is love. Odell, we're praying for you. Let's make some painful or painless progress together, y'all. Peace.